Hello, my name is the Flying Rodent, and this is my Let's Play of Skyrim Special Edition with my legendary difficulty character build. This will probably be the last recording that I make for quite a while. Life's about to get quite busy, but when with any luck we can squeeze in a few more recordings over the next little while, and I can add to this little series. But for now, I guess to recap everything that we've done, our character is currently level 22. Conjuration is on the cusp of being 75, which means we can get Expert Conjuration, which means as per the build guide, which this is based off, linked in the description, it's on Steam, we will have entered what I called the mid-game. So we'll have Dremora Lord, and we'll have Expert Conjuration, which means you can semi-safely fight dragons with at least enough Magicka reserves to take down dragons. And so what we've done basically so far is we escaped Helgen, we first recruited Faendal, cleared some bandit places, went to Whiterun, got some nice apprentice level spells including Flame Atronach, cleared Bleak Falls Barrow and a few other places, went back to Whiterun, then we went east of Whiterun for a bit in search of the Bound Bow Tome, and on the way we died to some trolls and also managed to purchase a damaged stamina enchantment, which we disenchanted and made some weapons out of and sold for quite a lot of money. And then we went to Winterhold and we did the first Sarthal quest and got some nice items there, and also managed to get Conjuration to 65, which means we could purchase Dremora Lord. We then used our Dremora Lord pretty much single-handedly to clear Felglow Keep, because Dremoras are cool. And then after that, we went back to town, and we fought our very first dragon at the Western Watchtower, which means that dragons will now randomly appear across the land. And after we did that, we took the carriage both to Windhelm to get a little bit of speech training, and also to Riften to do the Book of Love quest, for which we had to complete the first stage in Ivarstead, which we have now done. So our quest marker is telling us to now go back to Riften to hand in this quest. But I think before we do that, we should take the opportunity while we're here to visit High Hrothgar and get some more shouts, and get Conjuration to 75 by summoning some Dremoras to kill the wildlife along the way. So that is the plan. Also, after we killed the first dragon, we hired Lydia, and we relieved Faendal from his duty because Lydia is a more sturdy follower than Faendal. So that's why we have her. Alright. So yeah. I guess a little bit about followers while we're walking around and waiting for something to happen. Followers in Skyrim come in lots of flavours. Typically, well, there we go, there's a troll. This is why we like summoning things before we enter combat, so that at least we have a little bit of Magicka to deal with things when we get into combat. And typically, what you want to do is you want to summon something and then use a bound bow and shoot it, I guess, if you're so archery inclined. You can probably just rely on your Dremora to kill things like trolls at this point, but that's basically what we've been doing so far, is summon stuff and then use a bow to plonk away while the summon does most of the tanking, because we are a legendary difficulty character, which means we die very quickly to enemies that deal triple damage to us. So yeah, when it comes to summons and followers on legendary, you typically just want boring, simple melee summons. You don't really want them to be fancy, because that means that they run away from combat rather than running towards combat, which means that enemies in combat will attack you, and that's not what you want. So simple, brain-dead tank followers and summons are the most useful. Keep it simple, stupid. So yeah, and we are currently climbing up the quote-unquote 10,000 steps. I think someone actually went out of their way to count the amount of steps, and there's actually only about 2,000, I think, like physical steps that you take, and actually 700 in-game steps to get to the top. Also, if you bother to read these tablets from 1 to 10, you get a nice little power at the end, which means that all animals are neutral towards you for 24 hours. I don't really care about that. I'd rather just kill animals and get experience. So I'm not really interested in saving the wildlife at the moment. So I'm not reading the tablets. Oh my god. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, cool. So, FYI, there are snow bears up on this passage, and what you should probably do is have spells ready if you're if you're walking up being stupid. So what we can do actually, now I can demonstrate how useful illusion spells are. So rather than just like running at a bullet a gate, because currently, yeah, wildlife like snow bears can kill you in one hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to have calm ready on the off chance that something runs at our face. So just to demonstrate. So say this was a snow bear, you can do that and then it won't run at your face anymore. How nice is that? So we're going to do that to the snow bear up on the ramp. Because yeah, we'd rather not be killed in 2 hits by a bear. Another thing you can do once you have the ice form shout or you have paralysis poisons is use them to stop them in their tracks. So yeah, I wasn't expecting a snow bear there. So yeah, we should be more careful. I'm quite reckless on legendary difficulty. I highly suggest that if you yourself are on legendary difficulty, you probably shouldn't be as reckless as I am. But hey, yeah, sometimes if you limit test, you figure out where the limits are, and you can get better at being reckless. That's the rationale. So yeah, that's the pros and cons to trying to play the game on a knife's edge, I guess. Is you get better at knowing where the edge is. But we definitely went over the edge there because snow bears run very quickly and they rip your head off. So we're going to prepare this time by having this little calm spell ready in the event that our little dudes are too far behind to help. I think after this as well, we might go out of our way to kill a dragon and get a soul so that we have the ice form shout for instances exactly like that. Because it's kind of you have like little to no chance to respond. Okay, I can hear the bear, but I can't see the bear. Oh, there's a red dot. Here comes the bear. And it's too powerful for calm. Alright, okay, I guess you can't do that with a calm spell. So, yeah, today I learnt that bears are too high level for level 20 calm spells. There you go. So you can't do that. Instead, what you do is just not be an idiot and run out ahead of everyone. I think that's the safest way to deal with the problem. I'm quite surprised that there's snow bears along here. Usually there's frost trolls, and frost trolls don't move as quickly. But yeah, we're dealing with a snow bear instead. I wonder if I can get its soul. Yeah. Oh, by the way, like, Dramora has absolutely no qualms fighting a bear. It's just you. So yeah, I think what we'll do next time is just not sprint out ahead of our friends. Kill. And yeah, it did fit in the soldier. Probably a common one. Yeah, in a common gem, I guess, because I don't have a lesser, and it's petty, it's too high level for that. But yeah, so what information did we gain from that session? Well, we learnt that snow bears are above level 20 because a dual cast calm spell calms up to level 20 enemies. And then the second thing that we learned is that it was a common soul. So there you go, right. We're now going to be a little bit more careful of things, and if we hear a bear, we're going to try and summon something in front of ourselves rather than rely on stuff behind ourselves. Okay, Ice Wraith. This is a less fast enemy, so yeah, it'll just go for the Dramora. That's nice. So Ice Wraiths have a bit of a weird hitbox, and they're a bitch to shoot with a bow. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to use flames, and if it goes for me, then I'm going to run away. But it should. I mean, Skyrim is quite nice. The AI defaults to fighting the thing that's standing in front of it. So if you run away and your follower or summon attacks the thing, then it will defer to attacking your summon or a follower. Which means that you can pretty reliably get enemies to target your summoner or your follower. That was not the case in Oblivion, by the way. Enemy AI in Oblivion targeted completely randomly and went for you a lot more, so you could not rely on summoners for protection as much in Oblivion. But on the flip side, in Oblivion, spellcasting was really overpowered, and you could do things like paralyze enemies for 2 whole minutes and deal 5,000 destruction magic damage by chaining weakness spells together and getting this exponential damage effect going, which is basically what my Oblivion build did. Pretty much abused the hell out of weakness to magic and weakness to element effects, and then just ran around and killed stuff with that. And it also went invisible a lot. So invisibility was a lot easier to get in Oblivion. You could get an invisibility spell at 50 illusion rather than 75 illusion. So you could quite literally just, like summon something and then go invisible, and then all the enemies were sort of running around trying to figure out where you were while you're summoner, which usually was a clan fear. We'd just beat their face off the same way that our Dremora beats their face off now. So yeah, rip their face off, simple summons. Worked very well. But yeah, I guess TLDR, you can trust AI in Skyrim to attack your followers or summons a lot more than in Oblivion, but on the flip side, in Oblivion the magic system was a lot more overpowered, so that was what you would use as compensation. Trying to keep an eye out for bears. Got a bit of PTSD about bears. Another thing that's great to deal with are saber cats. Snowy saber cats are also fun to deal with because they're the same. They just sprint at you and lunge, and then you're dead, and there's kind of not really much you can do about it. I feel like there should be a troll about here, and I'm kind of a little bit paranoid for the fact that we haven't seen it. I feel like there should be troll about here. There he is. Hey troll. Oh, and we did that. Cool. So now we can take this perk. Expert Conjuration, Happy Days, which means that in theory, if I'm getting charged at, I can now summon these in front of me, and it only uses, 40 to 45% of my Magicka bar, and not the whole thing. So now, expert summons become a lot easier to juggle in combat. So we're going to do this, and we're going to summon a bow, and it's just like before. Instead of an Atronach, we got a Dremora, and happy days. Dead. I keep forgetting that F is change person and R is sheath weapon, which is the reverse of Team Fortress 2 controls. Team Fortress 2 F is sheath weapon. I'm pretty sure that my PC FPS old man muscle memory keeps mashing F to try and sheath my weapon, but that's the wrong button. Yeah. Anyway, we're almost there now. We won't sprint ahead. Just walk at a leisurely, or jog at a leisurely pace, and keep our eyes forward. I think we're pretty good from here, actually. I think that was the last major enemy between Ivarstead and High Hrothgar. I think we're pretty much in the clear now. It's only really that just like a ninja bear that came over the hill and munched my face off that we really had to worry about. Yeah. Alright, and it looks like we're here. So yeah, FYI, if you manage to read all 10 of these tablets on the way up, then no animals will attack you, but that doesn't really help you very much unless you decide to go places that are infested with animals, and I don't think we're really going to bother doing that, so I didn't really bother. Alright, time for some more unskippable cutscenes. But before we do that, I'm going to do this really quickly. Alright, and we're back. Had a short little pause. Let's keep going. So, we meet Mr. Eingar.
So, a Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age. We will see if you truly have the gift. Show us, Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice. Boost! Dragonborn, it is you. Welcome to High Hrothgar. I am Master Angir. I speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here? We are the Greybeards, followers of the Way of the Voice. You stand in High Hrothgar, the slopes of Kinarith's sacred mountain. Here we commune with the voice of the sky and strive to achieve balance between our inner and outer selves.
Doo-doo-doo.
You have shown that you are Dragonborn. You have the inborn gift. But do you have the discipline and temperament to follow the path laid out for you? That remains to be seen. Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thum, a shout. Now let us see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, you speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einarth will now teach you roll, the second word in Unrelenting Force. Roll means balance in the dragon tongue.
Oh.
Combine it with fus, force, to focus your thumb or shot. Roll.
Alright. And any second now. Alright. Oh yeah, he has to teach you the understanding of the word roll.
But learning a word of power is only the first step. You must unlock its meaning through constant practice in order to use it in a shout. Well, that is how the rest of us learn shouts. As Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einarth will allow you to tap into his understanding of roll.
Thanks, man.
Now, let us see how you can master your new thumb. Use your unrelenting force.
You know what we should be doing, because we've kind of got a lot of downtime, is this.
Out. Strike hard.
Whee! Sweet. And more health. So yeah, you if you've got downtime during like these quests that involve a lot of talking, or you just like roaming around town and you're bored, you can cast Muffle a lot and get illusion skill, because reasons.
Once more.
Yeah, it's not really a good idea to do this while you're out in the wild though, because then if a snow bear runs at your face, you have no Magicka left, and that's not good.
We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Boy.
Alright, where's Bori gone? Hello? You know what I should do is I should do this, and then I know definitely where he is. Okay, there he is, he's just walking out now. Hey man.
The others do not speak quietly. Their voices are too powerful for you to withstand.
Why can't they just learn to speak like you can, mate? Oh. Come on, dude. Yeah. Is this bugged? No. There we go.
We will now see how you learn a completely new shout. Master Bori will teach you wool, which means whirlwind.
Alright.
Hear the word
Now
repeated
this
yourself
is a nice shout.
before you can project it into a thing.
Kill. Alright, we are definitely quick barring that one straight away. So, Whirlwind Sprint is definitely one of the better of the shouts on Legendary because it's basically a get out of jail free card. If I was in that situation before where I had that bear running up to me and it was about to bite my face off, I'd just be like, wee, and then I'd sort of, teleport myself 20 meters away, and then that gives me a bit of breathing space to drink potions and do other stuff. So yeah. It's especially useful if a fat dragon decides to plonk its ass right next to you and you need to get out of dodge. You can just, Oh, it's not ready yet. Okay.
Your turn. Stand next
Not
to
that it
me.
was my turn anyway, I just kind of wanted to show off.
Use your whirlwind sprint to pass through.
Can you, like, get out of the way? Thanks, Lydia. You're not the special one. Just, like, hit him in the chin with my hand.
Your quick mastery of a new Thum is astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself.
I'm just best.
No, indeed not. But beware that your skill does not outstrip your wisdom. You are now ready for your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jürgen Windcaller, our founder, from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav. Remain true to the way of the voice. You will return.
Alright, sweet. Yeah, so another thing you can do is you can eventually ask him for random shout locations once you bring the horn back, and then he gives you random locations to go and find words, which is nice. But for the moment we don't have that option open. So what we might do, because we kind of want to unlock Icy Wind, we might do the thing that I said we wouldn't do last time, and that's go to Shearpoint and kill a dragon. So let's go do that. So Shearpoint also has a dragon priest, which is more what I'm worried about than the dragon, because the dragon priests basically have a staff and they shoot spells at you and kite backwards, and you have a bunch of melee summons that basically just run after it and eat spells until they die. So yeah, they're not as ideal for killing dragon priests. But usually what happens with dragon priests actually is that they get themselves stuck and pin themselves to a wall, and then while they're pinned to a wall, you can get rid of them pretty easily. What is this enemy that I'm having to worry about? It's a rat. Yep, it's a rat, or a skeever, which is a fancy word for a rat. Bye, fancy rat. All right. Come on, Lydia. Alright, so yeah, for people that have not seen this little dragon symbol on a minimap before, dragons live on dragon symbols. So there's ye olde dragon sitting over there. I'm going to assume it is a blood dragon at this level, which probably means it has about 1,700 health or so, and it can be frost or fire. It will most likely be fire, because dragons are usually most likely fire. So yeah, we're going to save. This frame rate is absolutely shocking, so hopefully we don't die to lag. I'm going to favourite this as 4 for the moment, and then I'm going to summon it. And you know what, we've got enough Magicka to deal with things like that. I wonder if I can get a sneak attack on it actually. No. Also, my shot went like way low because reasons. So now it's going to fly across. If it's a normal dragon, then that's nice. No, it's a blood dragon. Okay, so this is where Whirlwind's nice to see. Okay, and bye. And now I'm over here. So in the event that the dragon decided to fight me, I'm now out of harm's way. And it's a fire dragon. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so expert, you make use of both storm and dragons. I'm hoping that those guys don't run over to the word wall and trigger the dragon priest to poke his head out. I don't think that happens until you absorb the words on the wall, but I'd rather not be proven wrong on that. So anyway. Worst case scenario, we reload the save, I guess. Or we just fight both of them at the same time and have fun doing that. Yeah, I don't think it triggers until you personally walk over there. I don't think your allies can trigger it being summoned. But yeah, how are we going? Let's do like a little checkup. So Lydia's on more health than the dragon, which is encouraging. Now Frost Atronach I think has been taking most of the punishment so far, and our Frost Atronach I believe is still alive because it's still shooting lightning bolts. If you get twin souls and you manage to get a hold of 2 Frost Atronachs, then things get really interesting because they can actually damage the Magicka reserves of the dragon, and dragons need Magicka to use breath and shouts. Fun fact. I should really be respectful of that breath because it can probably wipe me out quite quickly. So what I might do is I might just summon another one of them, and then I might summon these, and I might just make sure we've got some resist fire stuff going on in the off chance it decides to burp in my face, and then at least I've got a little bit of a buffer to react to that. If I tanked a full dragon breath at this level from start to finish, I'm probably dead, specifically, particularly because I'm a Nord. So maybe I can actually get it to do that, but I don't think so. It seems to be very, very adamant on killing my friends, which is good, I guess. Yeah. Another thing about killing dragons is that all of your... there we go. So it's hit the threshold of, I think it's like 35 to 40%, and it usually shakes, and that's flying animation. Its wings kind of go crooked, and then it just does this like crash landing like this. Whee! And the graphics are going to stuff up, so it's going to teleport over there. Which is actually a little bit annoying, because now, if I want to go near it... Holy crap, what just happened to it? I actually don't know where it is. Oh, it's over there. Because reasons. Yep. So it's just no clipped 200 meters down the cliff face. So what we might do is we're just going to summon one of these bad guys. I'm just going to shoot a fireball at us, and we're just going to tank a fireball to demonstrate that we can tank a fireball. Then we're going to take some pot shots at it while our little Dremora friend stands there looking menacing. No idea where Lydia is at this point, but she's somewhere. Not that it matters. And yeah, we just take a few pot shots, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and we've got one dead dragon. Bye! So yeah, once you have expert conjuration, Lydia, dragon hunting, you know, within reason isn't too bad. It's not the end of the world trying to take on one of these things. But now we get the good part, which is the soul. Give me your soul. Sweet. Alright, and that means we can unlock Icefall, which means now we have a bit of a get out of my face shout. which is nice. So magic is P for reasons, and then we go to here, and then we got to unlock ice form. So let's do that. Sweet, and we're going to favourite. We'll favourite Unrelenting Force as well. So yeah, just taking quick stock of our quick bar, we definitely have more than 8 options here at the moment. So if you like using your quick bar and you only want to use numbers, you kind of shit out of luck with this build. Really, if you want to make use of everything, you kind of just got to pause, and it's kind of like a real-time tactics game where you just like make use of the pause to decide what you're going to do, and then select the thing, and then you do it. If anyone remembers real-time tactics games from the 90s and the early 2000s. Like Jagged Alliance and Freedom Force and that sort of thing, where there's kind of like a bit of a turn-based, pause the real-time action element type thing. Yeah, anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try and take on Croesus, which might be a really dumb idea, but we do have a Jamora Lord and confidence, so yeah, let's go. There we go. Hey, mate. Alright. So your Dragon Priests. They basically do one thing and one thing only. They run backwards and shoot you with their staff. And occasionally they'll have a cloak spell like that. And they can be extremely annoying for melee characters to deal with. What I might do, I could summon an Atronach and see if that's more successful. But usually what happens with Dragon Priests is that they eventually back themselves into a corner, and then you sort of just like pound them to a corner. Now that hurt a bit. I can only really tank like 2 of those. So what I should do is drink or resist 5 potions. Like so. And yeah, because he only runs backwards, we could probably chase him halfway across Skyrim, which I hope we don't do, but it's a possibility. We could just be running from here to freaking Windhelm, chasing a bloody Dragon Priest and hoping not to die to stuff on the way. But there we go, so we have hit the wall, so now our Dragon Priest is stuck, and our Jamora Lord's doing a little bit of damage to it. But now he's going to figure his way down the slope. It's kind of sad. And we're not going to stand next to him because that would be a bad idea. Yeah. He's figured out how to back his way up the hill. Alright. Well, that's better than figuring his way how to back down the hill, because I'd rather not chase him to, you know, Windhelm. This frame rate is so bad. I cannot, like, lead targets to save my life at all. And there we go. We got one in. Yeah, so in the midst of all this, we're pretty safe. Like, you know, Lydia's close to full health. We've got full Magicka bar, so if our Dremora friend dies, we'll just summon another one. We've got enough Magicka now to summon basically like 2.5 Dremora before we run out. So, yeah. Which is kind of intentional. So another reason why we opt for 200 Magicka as opposed to just, you know, getting 100 Magicka and then trying to power our way through enchanting and relying on cost reduction stuff is without doing all the enchanting malarkey at 200 Magicka and a bit of equipment, you can summon 2 Dremora and a bound bow at level 100 Conjuration without having to worry about Magicka, which is basically your opening spell combo when it comes to a fight, because 2 Dremora and a bound bow are quite nasty. I think our Dremora died, but our Dragon Priest friend is also almost dead, so we're just gonna, you know, summon another one and then keep going. Actually, you know what I can do? I can do Matrix Shot if I can lead the target. No, I can't at that range. Oh, there we go. Didn't have to. But in theory, I can now do slow-mo shots, which I forgot about. And yeah, and these smoke effects are just going to ruin the tiny graphics card on this laptop. And yeah, we win. So there's his Fireball staff, which for some reason has used no charge at all. And then he has his cool little dragon mask, which the mouse doesn't want to land on. There we go. So there's lots of different dragon masks. I think there's like 8 or 9 scattered around Skyrim, and this is like the Thief dragon mask, because it boosts lockpicking, archery, and alchemy a little bit. So yeah. We're not going to bother using it, just as an FYI, because we'd rather be a mage. It might actually be useful to hold on to it to do a little bit of extra archery damage, but I mean, he is most of our damage at the moment, isn't he?
Huh?
Yeah. Alright, so that is that's going to High Hrothgar and getting some shouts. And then we've come over here and we've killed Dragon, and basically the next thing we need to do is I guess complete the Book of Love. So let's go and do that, hey? Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I forgot to absorb the dragon words on the wall. That might be a good idea, isn't it? Let's come here and loot our prize for killing all of the things here. So there's a chest and there's words on the wall. So let's do that. That has sweet bugger all, but that might be nice because we're currently using a lot of conjuration spells. So we're going to put our restoration one away and take the conjuration one out. We're going to observe all these 3 words. So this is throw voice. So this shout is good if you want to distract enemies, because you can basically, you know, shoot it at a place and then it makes noise at the place, and then enemies are drawn to the place thinking, you know, your voice is over there, but you have thrown it. So you can become a Dover ventriloquist, but it's only really useful for stealthy. It's good for stealthy play if you want to sort of get everybody to, you know, hey, look over there for a minute while you go and do something else. So in theory, that could be a useful shout for Thieves Guild quests, I guess. But it does cost 3 dragon souls, and we currently have none, so haven't really bothered to use it or mention it in the guide because it's kind of got a very niche use compared to something like this. Yeah. Alright, so we need to decide what we're going to do. We're level 23, we're almost level 24. Let's go put the Book of Love quest in, at least stage 1, and then we can move on to stage 2.
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job.
Nah, what do I want? I want Muffle. Alright, with any luck, Miss Dinya is around here, but she could also be in bed. Oh no, there she is. She's like camouflaged.
Lady
Hey.
Magicka, what is it you seek, my child? How wonderful. Like the sea, their love roils and swells, but brings life and nourishment to all. I see you are eager to carry the light. As you venture, Mara fills my mind ever more with visions of love in peril.
Just get to the point.
Stone, needing only fuel to bloom a flame that will warm all around them. Go to Markarth. There you'll find Calamo, wise,
There will ring all around her. Go to
Markarth
Markarth and do some stuff.
Help him to emerge and state his
That was
intentions.
some top audio
This
editing
is the
skills.
prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants.
Cool. Oh yeah, and then we get to meet the academic in his ivory tower. Actually, it's stone. It's not technically ivory. Level 24 yet? No, not yet. One more. Ah! So yeah, after you have met up with Greybeards, then these guys rock up. So we might save because they can be a little bit nasty, and we might just get a friend ready. Hi.
You there. You're the one they call Dragonborn. Your lies fall on deaf ears, deceiver. The true Dragonborn.
When Lord Mirak comes out from the Cockney slums, he'll slap you silly.
All shall bear witness. None shall stand to oppose him.
And they're just going to walk away and like pretend that I don't exist, and then they're going to fight me. There we go, hooray! But all the guards help. So actually it's not really that difficult. I can just like stand here and let everyone else do the work, which is exactly what we're going to do, because we were doing like muffle practice, weren't we? We were almost level almost level 24, weren't we? So let's keep doing that, because that's nice. Are we all dead yet? No, it's one down. Oh, you know what's going to happen now? These things are like quests, NPC bodies and containers and stuff, so these guys will now be forever dead in the town square and never go away.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn for High Hrothgar.
Yeah. So where are we? Note. Cultist orders. There we go. Hooray! So now, if you are not metagaming, this is where you figure out that, hey, there's an expansion pack with an area called Solstheim, and you can go there and figure out why these people in random masks with Cockney accents want you dead. Anyway, for the moment we want to go to Markarth. I don't think we have discovered Markarth, which means we're going to have to use our little carriage friend to get there. But before we do that, we should probably level up. Actually, we won't level up yet.
Take my advice. Listen to that talk of need a ride?
Alright, and then we use another carriage to go to Markarth. So, not every single carriage, or not every single city has a stables outside. The ones that do are Whiterun, Windhelm, Riften, Markarth, and Solitude. The ones that don't are Morthal, Falkreath, Dawnstar, and Winterhold.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
So we've so far used the stable services of... Oh, you know what? Before we do that, go and meet these little Khajiit caravan guys. And just summon some more Atronachs in battle, and Dremora Lords in battle, and then get some experience for it, and then we're going to level up, get some health, and do it all over again. Cool. Dead spiders. One of you is a traitor. Is it you? No, you're not the traitor. I swear you're the traitor because you're in fancy clothes. Who's the traitor? Are you the traitor?
You should be more careful with your
Nah, I think you're the traitor. Yeah, you're the traitor. There we go. Hi. Alright. So there's a few Khajiit caravans around the place. They're general merchants, so they buy everything that you sell them. So we might actually just make use of that now because we kind of need to go back to town and sell things. So we'll start. Actually, what we will do is we'll make use of this person to sell items that I would not typically sell at smiths. So things like gems and lanterns, and I'll keep the hold of the bones and all the crafting stuff because we can dump it back in a barrel at home, but anything like all this random crap that I've picked up without thinking about it along the way, we can sell. Books, I can have that. Don't need that anymore. Certainly don't need that. Don't need that, and don't need that. Ingredients we'll keep. We'll sell all these bits of food, including some tasty crab legs, yum. And then we'll sell some scrolls, and then what we might do, so what do these guys sell? Oh no, okay, you're just going to walk off, sure. They sell general weapons, like a smithing or a... Why does this not shift between menus? I'm going to have to use keys because the mouse isn't reliable enough. Yeah, and they sell some things like this. But crucially, they sell this, and they also sell this because, hey, Khajiits and stuff. So I'm going to buy some of that because this is a fairly reliable place to get moon sugar, and you can actually use moon sugar for some potions because it's got quite a few interesting properties. But as for skooma, we're not actually interested in becoming addicts. as fun as the meme is. Let's sell some scrolls, and then we'll sell some bits of. You can have these cultist things that we don't need. There you go. That's actually quite a nice. It's quite a nice robe if you like didn't have necromancer's robes or anything at this stage of the game. Yeah. All right. Thanks, lady. And now let's see if we can still get in the carriage and go to Markarth. It might have stuffed up. Nope, still works fine. And I'm still barefoot. 20 levels in. Who needs shoes? Alright, and welcome to Markarth. If you decide to do like survival Skyrim and just kind of like live off the land, the Reach is probably the most interesting area to do that in. There's a lot of very, very cool sort of DIY things you can do in the Reach. Like there's a lot of strongholds that you can get materials at. You can mine your own things and make weapons from a lot of the places around here. The terrain's quite rugged and hilly, so it's kind of got a nice beauty about it, which of course you can't see on this computer because it's on minimum settings. But yeah, the Reach is a very cool place. If you wanted to just like play Skyrim in survivalist mode, the Reach is probably one of the better locations to do that in. And I'm sure there's a billion mods out there that make everything look a lot prettier and more interesting. But we're slumming it in vanilla. Alright, and this happens.
Oh, this pendant would look lovely on my sister.
Deaded. Bye. Ragdoll back, and we're just gonna like steal the key in the event that we want to do that quest again.
Just a scratch.
Damn, another body to get rid of. Everyone stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn.
There are no Forsworn in Markarth, even though we're in an area with a lot of Forsworn. And then our old mate rocks up.
A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you alright? Did you see what happened? Forsworn? Strange. Well, I hope the 8 give you more peace in the future for what it's worth. Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. Looks important.
What do you mean, note?
My note? No, that's yours. Must have fallen out of your pocket. Until next time.
Dun 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 dun. Conspiracy. Yeah, that's actually quite a cool quest. Maybe we'll do that at some stage. But unfortunately, one of the ramifications of that quest is that your bounty skyrockets through the roof. Actually, it doesn't really. You can do the end of it without incurring a bounty if you just kind of run away. But there is an option to do it where you do incur a big bounty. Anyway, let's go to the keep. It's a cool quest, either way. Alright, so we need to find Calcemo, who's over here, and we're gonna make you the subject, so that you're easier to find.
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. The Shuan Cell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. and you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry. I
Ivory Tower academics, man.
I'm in the
Gotta
middle
love
of some
them.
very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? I was beginning to lose faith that any help would come. You see, I've been thinking about Feline quite a bit. You know Feline?
Nope.
Well, suffice to say she is resplendent, but not without resolve. Striking in all senses. The trouble is that I can't seem to speak around her. My mouth goes dry, and I start to shake. I could never hope to approach her. That may be the case, but she is as
I mean, we
wonderful as
overthink for a
soul
living,
can.
so yeah,
One
that
wrong
would be a
word,
fair
and I've
assumption.
seen her turn on a man so quickly. There is one, Ingvar. He's quite popular with the ladies. Thankfully, Feline is not quite his type, but they've been friends for some time, and he may have some ideas. Please, ask him what she likes. It's my only chance.
Cool. Yeah. So now we get advice on how to do the love from a bard. You know, because the best love advice comes from rock stars. That's how that works, right? While we're here, what can we do? We can buy some more gems to enchant more weapons with. We can sell these, and we can sell some of these, and we'll hold on to the ring. And we won't sell the stuff. Alright, thanks, man. Alright, you know what we should do? We should get that perk. Where are we? Because we're at 30 speech now, technically. We're at 32 speech. Wow, we've actually gone up a bit. So the next perk you get, moving towards merchant, is allure, and that means that you get 10% better prices with the opposite sex. And because we're a man, that means all the female merchants have 10% better prices. So once you get this perk, I mean, if you're min-maxing, then you try and visit the ladies rather than the men when you're trying to sell stuff. We won't actually bother with it because we're not selling anything to any ladies at the moment. But in theory, if you wanted to get a little bit more buck, you take that perk when selling to ladies if you're a man. So I'm trying to find Feline. Now, I have a feel... Yeah, it's 3 in the morning. So that means that Feline's going to be asleep. And she's not here. Not that I'm actually supposed to do that for this part of the quest anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm supposed to find a rock star and get love advice, you know, because man children who entertain people for a living are the best ones to get love advice from, right?
You don't know anything about this house? No. Anyone seen entering or leaving? Strange lights or unusual noises?
It's abandoned, and it's always been abandoned.
Excuse me. Do you know anything about this house?
No.
Seen anyone enter? Seems no. I'm with the Vigilant. Thank you for your time.
Anyway, so that house is where Malak Bal quests are, if you want to do them. We're not going to bother doing them at the moment. We are instead going to talk to this guy and get love advice from our cool rockstar man. Bloody enough.
Then turn around and go back where blood and silver are what flows through Markarth. That's the way it is. That's the way it'll stay.
Cool. Let's go with this.
What? Why? Are you interested? Calcimo, is he interested in Feline? That sly old codger. I should have guessed.
What do you reckon this guy just does, like heavy metal ballads?
For the both of them.
Just
between you and me, she could use a bit of warmth. As for
just rips out some, you know,
I didn't tell you this.
Swedish
Feline
black
was
metal
that
to woo
tough,
the
but
ladies.
She really has a soft spot for, of all things.
Sorry, Norwegian black metal, Swedish death metal. Should have got that one right. Whoops.
Poems come in handy when wooing. There's a poem I once used on an older lady of Rorikstead. I can change it to be about Feline if you've got some gold. Are you prepared to receive my golden words? Wonderful. You should probably just take this directly to Feline. Wouldn't want the old ice brain stumbling over the words.
Lol. Yeah. let's deliver the poem to Feline. But of course, Feline's going to be asleep in the barracks. Now, if you, much like the other place, if you sneak into the barracks, it's kind of technically trespassing and you get in trouble. So what we're probably going to have to do is we're going to have to wait for her to wake up, and then she'll take her post sitting next to Old Man Yowl guy on his throne. So let's do that, and we can wait an hour and then cast some spells and then do that all over again. So we'll do one, and then another couple, and then another couple, and then we're going to wait a bit, and then do the same thing. And we're just going to do that a lot because, hey, we need to wait, right? So we might as well just use the time to wait and get skills. You can do this to practice illusion if you wanted to, like, absolutely power level the crap out of it, just as an FYI. And yay, we've woken up. Alright. Hey, lady.
You! Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I was looking for you.
Very well. You may approach the mournful throne. Pardon me? I'm not sure what this is all about. This is lovely. Calsalmo wrote this? About me? I never knew he had such feeling in him. Clearly, I've never even thought of him in that manner. I wish that I was as skilled with words as he. Here, take in this letter. I may not be as eloquent as he is, but I hope he understands.
Cool. Where the hell am I going? Oh wait. So yeah, this quest is not the most invigorating, exciting quest in the world. It's kind of just like running between NPCs and giving them stuff and hearing them gas bag for a minute or so, and then ticking a box, which he's gonna go do now. I hope, unless he's bugged. He's gonna think about it, and then he's gonna enchant something, and then he's gonna. There we go. All right, he finally plucked up the courage. And you need to actually follow him and hear this, otherwise it doesn't tick off, unfortunately. Can't just run out the door and expect it to complete itself.
You don't need to say anymore. I had no idea you were so nuanced.
I love you.
So I hear. Come here.
Come here, you, as they just walk apart. Yeah. Best love script for movie ever. So that's part 2 done, and now we've got to go all the way back to Riften. Woohoo! But before we do, because it is now shop opening time, there might be some people to sell some more stuff to, which means we might not have to go back to town to sell stuff. And you know what? One of them might be a lady, so let's take that allure perk, shall we? Where are you? Nope. Here we are. So this is the smith in Markarth. Hey! So let's take that perk, and then we'll get some slightly better prices.
Need a new blade, the finest weapons and armor.
Sweet. Alright, I don't even know if there's really anything we can sell. Oh, you know what we can do? We can enchant some weapons and then sell the weapons. So maybe we can do that, because there's an enchanting altar inside. So hey, let's do that. We're going to have to do that eventually anyway. So let's go to the enchanting altar, shall we? Back to the keep. And then we'll get to level 25 off that too. That will work fine. And that means we can keep going with Mage's Guild stuff. I mean, College of Winterhold stuff. That wasn't a well-ingrained response. Yeah, I'm just gonna boot you off. Thanks, man.
I'm Calcelmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
And I don't care. Let's not disenchant any of those. Okay. Actually, we'll start with the steel ones. No. Wrong button. Oh, I'm gonna have the mouse over here, that's right. Oh no, we'll go with the steel dagger and get it out of the way, shall we? Thanks. And then we'll go with the... Oh, come on, mate. Iron dagger. Okay. Enter. Alright, so what is the quick enchanting method for PC? So we have leave mouse here, click A, W, D, click, enter, A, W, D, click, R, enter. Oh, click. Click, A, S, D, click, enter, A, S, D, click, R, click, click, A, W, D, click, enter, A, W, D, click, and, oh no, R, click, A, S, D, click, enter, A, S, D, click, R, wait for it to spawn. This will be a lot quicker on normal computers that aren't ancient. Click. Click, A, W, D, this, enter, A, W, D, click, R, craft. And we're almost there. And we're level 25. Sweet. And we might be out of daggers now, actually. Oh no, we're not. We've still got a fair way to go. Sweet. There we go. 2 more. Oh. Oh my god. Alright, and we're finally done. That was some interactive video experience. Okay, and then we use the remainder of our Magicka to cast this a few times, and then we level up, and then we get our Magicka back, and then we go and sell our daggers. Cool, and now I'm an expert, woohoo! Yeah. Alright. Just gonna fall down the hill and not take damage because we're an acrobat and stuff. What is it? I don't care. I'm just gonna sell you daggers. Thank you.
Helmets, pretty much anything.
Sell, 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 sell. Alright, thank you. Alright, now that's out of the way. Let's go back to Riften. Over to Riften. Alright. And then we have one more thing that we need to do to complete this quest, and we are also at a high enough level now to continue doing the College of Winterhold quests. So I reckon what we will do for the remainder of this little play session is that we will complete this quest, drop our stuff off, wrong building. Complete this quest, drop our stuff off if we have any spares back home, and then head to the College of Winterhold, and then get started with the next quest, and we'll leave it there. And we'll have something to do for the next video, whenever the next video is. Again, I'm not sure what my time frames are going to be like moving forward. This week we've had a little bit of downtime, so that's why I decided on a whim to no, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I don't really need to know about Mara. Yeah, we decided this week to do this little Let's Play series. On a bit of a spur of the moment, but yeah, moving forward, particularly this weekend and moving into next week, we're probably not going to have much of an opportunity to do as many videos, sadly.
She will guide you to the wandering souls of two whose love was so great that their entwinement.
Alright, put on the Amulet of Mara, and their love is so great that stuff and things. And then we talk to the long dead lover. which you can sadly only do while wearing the Amulet of Mara. Oh well. Yeah. Also, at this stage of the game, like, blessings provide such an insignificant benefit that I don't really care what blessing I select. But now, because we're going here, we can use this nice convenient location that we travelled to earlier on in the game, and then fast travel there, and then this walk is shorter. Yay! So yeah, this was our little necromancy pass that we went through after... oh! That was a dragon noise. Is it going to be a mean dragon, or is it just going to... Yeah, it's going to be a mean dragon. Good, we get to kill another dragon. Woohoo! And it's fighting a giant. This is one of the coolest things, actually, watching a dragon fighting a giant, because they can both kind of whoop each other's ass, so it's kind of amusing. But what that also means is that probably the giant will get caught in the crossfire and will inevitably fight the giant. One of the least favourite things of mine is chasing a dragon halfway across a continent because it just decides not to fight you properly. That I'm not really too much of a fan of. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave the giant alone if we can avoid it. I mean, giant's toes are nice, but holy crap, that was interesting. The heck was that about? Thanks, game, for that nice jump scare. Let's get the heck out of dodge. I think we're going to have to kill this giant. That's a bit sad. I don't usually like killing giants. Giants is kind of, you know, they're just peaceful and mind their own business. I mean, they do have nice toe alchemy ingredients, and they're also very useful for armor training when the time comes, because they consistently hit you hard and they're predictable and slow. But yeah, we haven't made enemies with the giant yet. Oh, there he is. Let's watch the giant. Doop 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 doop. That's one pissed giant. He's holding an invisible club. Bye, skeleton. Oh, there we go. His club came back. And yeah, now he's just gonna like wander over here. Wonder where the hell the dragon's gone. Wonder if the dragon's actually fighting one of our lot. Here he is. Cool. So yeah, this is why we waited until Dragon Rising we waited until Expert Conjuration to do Dragon Rising to deal with awkward encounters like this one, where you just have like a dragon randomly show up, and then you get caught in the crossfire and you end up having skirmishes with wildlife like our giants, because now our giant has decided to target Lydia. So now we're having to fight a giant and a dragon, so that's nice. But we should be fine. Lydia's pretty hardy. Actually, Lydia's kind of getting her ass whooped, so we might have to intervene there a bit. Meanwhile, this dragon's like, hey, what about me? I'm just like, shut up. We're beating a man with a club. Yeah, anyway. Once you have Lydia and Dremora Lords, a lot of these fights become fairly trivial. I wonder if we can actually deal enough damage to this thing to prevent it from taking off. We might be able to now. Yep, there we go. He did this little recoil, which means he isn't taking off again, and we can just wallop him to death. Sweet, that was fun. Just gonna shoot it in the butt. See, dragon. Giant's toe and some boots. The probably 8. I assume all of these random items that you find on giants are just like sitting in their stomach, because they're certainly not carrying. Yeah, and then you have some dragon things. Oh yeah, and there's another giant over there. I mean, we could go and kill the giant. We do have enough firepower now to take down giants, as we've just proven, and our giant's toes are nice alchemy ingredients. So yeah, why not? Let's hunt a giant, because giant's toes are nice for practicing alchemy. So yeah, sorry giant, you walked down the wrong road. I'm just going to take some pot shots at you now. I'm not a fan of him walking backwards towards me though, that's kind of weird. Let's do that. Okay, that's a very strange animation. That's the first time I've seen that happen before. Let's just use this rock here, because giants can't climb rocks. And then he just proved me wrong. Okay, and now he doesn't realise what his purpose in life is, and he's changed targets, and now he's dead. Bye, giant. Cool. Yeah, that was some cool moonwalking. Oh damn, we're over encumbered. All right, well, we have a pack mule who's sworn to carry our burdens.
Right
So,
you.
hi.
How can I serve you, my thane?
Where are we? We can give you 100+ kilograms or pounds of dragon parts. That's a good deal, right? Thanks.
Lead on.
I assume everything in this game is pounds. It's a US game, not an Australian / UK / the rest of the world that uses the metric system game. That is a thing that tried to bite my face off. I think it was just a rat. Yeah, it's just a rat. By rat. Nothing too major. Alright, so why are we out here? Because we've just spent, the greater part of 10 minutes just randomly fighting stuff with no purpose. Because, hey, that's what Skyrim's like sometimes. You just kind of get lost in the moment. We're trying to find a lady who is a ghost. Oh, and there's some like fat skirmish going on here between Stormcloaks and Thalmor. I don't want to join in, because sometimes when you join in on those things, you just incur random bounties, and you're like, but why? So we might just watch. I mean, the Thalmor should win, because the Thalmor have magic and Stormcloak don't, and magic is overpowered. But yeah, let's just leave their little skirmish alone. And then we got some 2 little giants. I'll leave those giants alone. My bloodlust has been fulfilled, and I'll just leave them to cruise around peaceably and staring at the stars and the skirmish. See you later, skirmish. Yeah. Some more animals. This is around about the part actually when a saber cat's gonna jump out of nowhere and chew my face off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon another one of these, and I'm going to put this shout. Where are we? Here, and you're going to be my defensive weapon of choice against wayward cats. We might actually just discover this cave, but not go in, because we can fast travel back to it for the next bit. Save ourselves a little bit of a walk, because we kind of then have to go and find this lady's husband, and she's not really close to anything useful, but she's at least a little bit closer to this cave than anything else. Yeah, this is a nice like big open field. They did quite well in this game with coming up with snow biomes, because there's only so many things you can do with tundra and mountains. So they have like alpine tundra with very little trees, and then they have like little woody forest, and then they have bog tundra, and then they have swampy tundra. So yeah, so just dealing with like tundra and mountains, they did manage to come up with 9 distinct biomes, which is a pretty good achievement. Have you seen my friend Rick?
He was marching with Housecarl's men, who they say were wiped out here. I've turned over everybody, though, and I can't find him. Please help me look. He has a bright red beard and hair. Are you a fool? Look at the bodies around you. Even if you're blind, surely you can smell the blood. Come, help me.
me find Fendrick. Now, imagine this quest with no map markers, and it's just like, go find a ghost in this, you know, random square kilometer of tundra. Have fun. But, yeah, no, this is Skyrim. This is not Morrowind. We are just told where to go, thanks to our handy map marker. Go find Fendrick by using this Instaport device thing that tells you where to go, etc, etc. Alright, so yeah, Fenric is on the other side of this little hill, so we're going to avoid some giants. There's a nice little monument over here actually. Yeah, how good's our like 10 meter view distance, it's great. All the objects fading in right in front of us. And I think this is a shrine to Zenithar, or is it Juliana? No, it's Stendar. Oh, there you go, it's boring. Stendar is probably the most useless of the blessings because it increases your blocking ability and we don't use a shield, so yeah, might get rid of that blessing when we're back in town. Actually, you know what blessing is kind of useful at this part of the game is the Talos blessing, because this is when you start using shouts, and having 20% cooldown on shouts is actually something that you'll notice. Not, you know, unlike 25 Magicka when you have 260 Magicka, that doesn't really mean much. Or 25 health when you have 200 and something health. So the blessing of Talos is probably the most useful shout from here on into the end of the game, it's like the one that you'll get the most benefit out of. That's not a fight, that's just figment of my imagination. Alright. It is very sad playing this on such a minimum graphical setting, so that the grass sort of, you know, emanates into being 10 meters in front of me. Rather sad, but hey, we deal with the technology that we have. Usually play this on a Switch, which is at least a little bit more visually appealing, but that's a fucking cat. Oh my god. It was only a matter of time before that happened again. Alright. And we're all the way back here. Oh no, we're not. We're just before we fast travel to the cave. Okay, that's another benefit of fast traveling to the cave, is that it auto-saves. So we're not that far back. I thought we had to fight the dragon and the giants and all that shit again. Okay. Alright, you know what it might be a good idea to do, actually, is to use this old third-person peripheral vision trick. So, yeah, this was, if anyone remembers, there was once upon a time, back in ye olde 1990s and 2000s, there was a game called Mech Warrior. Who remembers the game Mech Warrior? I remember the game Mech Warrior. But it was basically a game where you ran around in a big mech thing and shot other things with this nice assortment of weapons. But a key thing about that game is that you could choose to be first person or third person, and third person was just vastly superior to first person because you got, you know, double peripheral vision when you were in third person. And the combat mechanics were not that much different in third person than they were in first person. So yeah, you could just get away with doing third person the whole time. So what we're gonna... Okay. We were double checking to see whether or not that shout was quick barred, and it's most definitely quick barred. But now that it's on cooldown for like another 60 seconds, we're going to wait a bit until it comes back, and then we're going to demonstrate what you can do if a tiger decides to run at your head. Hopefully we run into the tiger again. I think we went this way. Yeah, we did, because I remember staring at this wall. Yeah. So yeah, by the way, like, if you played Legendary difficulty on like Iron Man mode or one of those modes where you're like not allowed to save and it's permadeath and all that sort of stuff, it's usually shit like saber cats attacking you from out the corner of your vision that are going to do you in, which is not really anything you can do anything about. Yeah. Is that? What are you staring at? It's a Khajiit who wants to punch me. That's a first. Is that where is our cat upgraded itself? I wonder if that's genuinely what's actually happened. If it's some sort of like world encounter and we've now got a new spawn. Our cat has evolved. I don't think so though. I think it's just another world encounter and the saber cat's somewhere over there. Gotta love the surprises of Skyrim, right? Just sometimes a Khajiit runs out of nowhere and tries to punch you in the head. But do we have any like cool notes telling us things? Nah. We're just a skooma-loving Khajiit with a lot of food. Because why not? We'll leave that there. Alright, our shouts are generated, so in the event that our saber cat friend decides to come out of the woodwork and charge at us, we have something ready for it. Yeah. Seriously though, like pot luck that this time we don't manage to run into that stupid freaking saber tiger. It probably was actually that Khajiit. Probably was that encounter. We just got a man that was a Khajiit instead of a cat. Alright, and we're here. Hi.
Rookie? Where is she? We're expected to fight there tomorrow. Joker elected to camp here for the night. I don't like it, though. If she's come this far from home, it must be important. Lead on. I just need to report back to camp by sunrise.
Alright. Yay! I'm really curious where this silly saber cat's gone now, because I really wanted to demonstrate Icy Form and how useful it is for nullifying saber cats if you've got enough time to react to using it. But anyway. Yeah. The good old saber cat ambush. That's got to be the most undignified way to die in legendary difficulty. You're just like running along in first person, then all of a sudden it's like combat starts and you turn around. It's just like chomp chomp and then you're dead. Anyway, we don't actually have to run back to Rookie here. We can just fast travel back in theory. But I am still curious about this saber cat because yeah, I kind of want to exact my revenge on it for wasting my time earlier. But I don't know where it is. That's sad. It could also well have just been that Khajiit that spawned instead of a saber cat. This is another thing that may have happened. Anyway, let's just fast travel back because that's quicker. Off we go.
Fenric, you're alive.
Of course I am. What brings you here?
I had heard that Housecarl's men were wiped out. I came to find you.
But that battle isn't expected until tomorrow. Rookie, what's going on?
I'm so confused. What's happening?
It doesn't matter. I'm here. We're together now. And we will be forever.
And then they randomly fall down a bit and then it stops. Cool. And we're done. We hath reunited the long-lost lovers that remained in the mortal plane for hundreds of years, waiting to be in each other's company again. Nah. Let's go get our magic resistance. Oh, it's some weird time of the day, so Dinya's not going to be in the temple. Damn. Where are you going to be? Probably in a house or something that's locked. You know what, we should just do this until she gets out of her thing. No, you could just go in the freaking temple instead of the keep, you dingus.
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her Your efforts have helped illuminate the entire province. I trust by now you've achieved a higher comprehension of love. Carry the blessings of Mara with you so the rest of the province may shine with her glories.
Woohoo! Alright, and then relationship counseling equals, drumroll, magic resistance, woohoo! So yeah, 15% free magic resistance, which is nice. Better than nothing, and it stacks with other forms of magic resistance, so pre-crafted items, it is quite nice. Okie doke. Alright, that was a long session. Let us head to where we are, our next destination, which is back to the college to return our books, and then we can do the next college quest after that. And we can do that whenever we get around to doing our next video, which will hopefully be next week. We'll have some time to make some more videos. But if not, this is probably the last video that I will do for some time. And we will leave it here, I think. So we'll save. And then, yeah, next time we can do some College of Winterhold stuff. Alright, thank you very much guys, and I hope you have a good day.